Rev up your engines! Alright, I was driving down the road the other day. I heard a clunk, and when I looked outside, something smashed into the bottom of my plate here. It looks horrible now. Sure, it's an old 7, it's an old car, but check this out. I got a beautiful new one, made in Taiwan, yes, Tongyang. This thing was like 30 bucks. Let me show you how easy it is to replace these things. We'll just jack it up. This case is great because they got this big piece right here, solid metal. So we'll move the jack over, and when we jack it up there, it is solid as can be. That's just surface rust. Up it goes. This car's so high up in the air, we really don't even have to worry about jack stands. This is a good jack, it's not coming down, but if it did, it's not going to crush you because it's real high up in the air anyway. And we're leaving the tires on, so we don't have to worry about it bottoming out because it's still got the tires on it. Now, truth be told, I could do this job with even jacking it up in the air, but then I wouldn't have room to film and you wouldn't see anything. So we're doing it so you can see. Take the little plug off, and then right here, those are clips. You push on them and they come out. See how they're starting to come out when I push on them? Then there's little 10mm bolts in there. Just get one of these 1/4" ratchets and unbolt them. There's one on each side. Out comes this one. Then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Then as you push these, pull, and they start to come out, see? They'll be stuck because they've been in there for years. But you do enough pushing, they start to snap out. And they will snap out one at a time. Realize it's been in there for like 15 years, so you got to do a little bit of pulling and shoving. And if you have a stuck one like this, there's nothing wrong with cutting the plastic overlap, because when you do that, they come out a lot easier. Watch. See how easy that one came out? So the heck with pulling and shoving. I'm just going to cut them off and then pull them. You throw it away anyways. It's not like you're using this over. Just cut them, then when you pull it, the whole thing comes off a lot easier. The ugly one, here's the new shiny one. Only thing you got to do is transfer these clips. That's where the 2 bolts go on the end. So get a screwdriver and pry this off. There we go. Hey, I found it. That's the lock inside, so do the same thing on this side. Get your screwdriver and kind of pry it from the inside. Get a nice grip, and this time we'll try not to make it fly through the air. There. And put the lock inside on the inside here. That just snaps in place. Then you get the whole assembly, and you want to snap it back in here. As you can see, first thing you want to do is line up all the clips. They're lined up, then push them in. You can hear them snap as they push in. Get them nice and snug. All of them. Look how much better it's looking already. Hey, this is nice and shiny. It's not faded away like the old one. And of course, you want to put the little bolts in each end. You don't want the thing falling off. Get your little 10mm ratchet and make sure it's on nice and snug. This also keeps them from rattling. Just keep going until it's snug. You don't want it rattling. If you get it not tight enough, it'll rattle. There. And we'll do the other side. You make quite a few turns before it's snug. Just keep going. You're not going to hurt anything. It is a metal insert after all. It's squeezing the plastic together. There. And of course, don't forget to put the other stay back on. Now you can see it's nice and tight. Now this rattles a little because this is a little bit loose over here. There's something in there. I better take it out. But what do you know? It's a piece of the broken grill. I was wondering what that rattling noise was. You can see it's a pretty easy job. And like I say, you didn't really need to jack it up. I'd have done the job without it jacked up like now, but it would have been harder to film. So I did it so you could see what I was doing, because I'm a nice guy. Now, as my wife says, sometimes good things come from bad things. I was mad because this got cracked, but look, it looked horrible and it was faded anyways. Check out the new one, nice and black and not faded. This old one says DJ Boro. I don't know what that means, but the reason it's faded is because the previous owner lived in Arizona where it's hot and sunny and he never took care of the stuff. I tried polishing and stuff, but it would always fade. So here's what I'm doing now to prevent fading. I've been using this Plexus for years. No, they don't pay me anything. They don't even give me free stuff. Kind of swines. I think they should give me a free case. But regardless, it's a cleaner, protect it, and polish. You want to do this maybe 4 or 5 times a year. And especially the open louvers here. They really fade. Let it soak for 5 or 10 minutes. It'll soak inside the plastic and help protect it and seal it. Because it's the ultraviolet rays that make these things fade away. Now, yeah, you gotta do it every once in a while. 4 or 5 times a year. No big deal. And now I'm kind of glad that that got broken because I don't like this faded grill either. See how faded it is? I've tried polishing it. Well, I'm going on Amazon right now and I'm gonna buy a new grill. I'm gonna buy a chromed one. See if it lasts. Maybe it won't, but it'll look cool for a while. and I'll be able to tell you whether it works or not over the years. I'm getting that chrome one right now. It's going to be all chrome in the front now. I'll test it out, see how it lasts, see if it's a worthwhile product, but it certainly look really cool. Now, they do say chrome don't get you home, but it really does look a lot nicer. We'll see what happens after years of driving with bugs hitting in it, but I'm going to try it out. Because this car might be 15 years old, but it's looking a lot better. And with that chrome front, it should really look impressive. Why buy a new car, or even an expensive used car? Fix up your old one. And here's some bonus questions and answers. Well, a trade commission in the United States here has decided that cut-rate tires from Asia are harming the U.S. industry. They're talking about the importation of passenger vehicle and light truck tires from South Korea, Taiwan, and Thailand. These are government bureaucrats saying that it's hurting. This trade commission says it's hurting America, right? Well, they should go a little bit further like old Scotty does. It hurts the people themselves, the Americans, because they're not made that well. And you get a flat tire going 65 miles an hour with these cheap tires. Kablamo, you're going to be wishing you'd bought some other kind of tire. The problem that I see is overseas ones in Asia make decent tires. Some of them don't. You can't really tell. There's even some companies that make some of the worst tires in the world. They're low-end ones in Asia, but their high-end ones are actually decent tires. You got to do so much research on that stuff. But I mean, you don't want to go buy the cheapest tires that you can from Taiwan or wherever and think they're going to be good tires that are going to last and be safe. Now, I know a lot of guys, if they're selling a car and it's got bald tires, okay, yeah, they're going to buy the cheapest tires again because then it's got new tires that look good. They can sell it for more money because it looks good, the tire's good, it rides good, right? But if you're looking for a long-term tire, you don't want to buy one of these cheap tires. The strange thing, they want to issue anti-dumping duty to put a tax on the tires from Korea, Taiwan, and Thailand. But strangely enough, they say that the imports of tire products from Vietnam at less than fair value, that's just negligible. So they're terminating the anti-dumping duty on Vietnam. I guess the Vietnamese have a lobby in Washington now, so they can sell their tires here without duty, but the people in Korea, Taiwan, and Thailand can't. Yo, wouldn't you love to be a fly on the wall in these meetings to see who's bribed who and who's got what going on where? Now, of course, the United Steelworkers Union's happy because they represent the workers at U.S. Tire, and they're happy that, well, you know, they're going to put a duty on these to make the prices go higher so that they're less competitive. Realize that here in the United States, 2019, we imported 85.3 million tires from those 4 Asian countries. That's a lot of tires. And if you're out there buying tires, here's some of the ones that are made in the United States. Michelin, Goodyear, Cooper, Sumitomo, and Yokohama tire plants. They're made in Ohio, Arkansas, North Carolina, Kansas, Indiana, Virginia, New York, and Alabama. So it may say Sumitomo or Yokohama, but they make them here in the United States. And there's also a Korean plant down the street here outside of Clarksville, Tennessee. They're making them here too. So look at where it's made on a tire. If it's made in the United States, believe me, it's going to say in big letters, made in the United States. They want to show that out, so support them by buying those tires. Jobs around here. Jobs in the United States. And truthfully, they have better quality control here on tires than they do in Asia. Unfortunately, a lot of these Asian tires, they cut to the chase. To make tires good, they have to be vulcanized. If you don't vulcanize rubber, it's too soft. Then you'll get flat tires all the time. But it takes heat and energy to vulcanize tires, which costs money. And a lot of the Asian places, they go into cheap and they don't want to spend all the energy. Still, they don't vulcanize them enough, so they don't work that well and they wear out fast and get flat tires quicker. Rushman says, I got a 2013 VW Tiguan. I bought it new. The ABS sensor showed a fault message on the dash. Can you tell me where the sensor's situated? Well, you know, typical Volkswagen, everything with them is generic. They don't want to give any real answers. There's one sensor on each wheel. You got to figure out which one it is. You need a mechanic like me for that. We have high-level scan tools. When we plug them in, we can actually see the data. Left front, left rear, right rear. We drive down the road. And if you see that they all say 30 miles an hour when you're going 30, except for the right rear one, which says 0 or says the wrong number, you know that's where the problem lies. They just gave you the information as a problem with a sensor, but there's 4 of them on a car. So get a scan tool on. You don't want to just guess. They're expensive sensors. If you want to try something that sometimes fixes them is, you might take all the wheels off. The sensors are in there. You see a wire going in. They're magnetic. Sometimes a piece of metal on a road gets stuck on them and they don't work. Might be as simple as you cleaning a piece of metal off the magnet that got stuck on it. You could try that first, but if that doesn't work, you're going to need a guy with a high-level VW scan tool that can actually look at the data and see which one is the one that's screwed up. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.